You're listening to the Woman Who Chat podcast with me, your host, Sandra Garlick. A podcast where I chat to women in business who share their knowledge and top tips, especially for you. I also share my own tips to help you gain visibility fast so that you appear to be everywhere, even when you're not. I'm delighted to bring this podcast to you each week to inspire and motivate you to achieve. Enjoy the podcast. Woman Who Chat is sponsored by Grow Radio. Grow Radio is an online radio station dedicated to bringing you a different podcast on the hour, every hour. I'm proud that Woman Who Chat is played on Grow Radio every Tuesday at 3 p.m. and Friday at 8 a.m. and to be a part of their podcasting community. If you want to listen to the station, explore their shows, check out many of the blogs to improve your podcasting skills, or get your podcast onto Grow Radio, head over to growradio.uk today. Welcome to Woman Who Chat. Today I'm chatting all about the benefits of entering and attending awards. Now, I talk about the Woman Who Awards as part of a journey. I say that when somebody submits their entry, it's the start of their Woman Who journey. But what I'm going to share with you today could apply to any awards. And there are lots of hidden benefits to entering awards, and I'm going to be sharing some of those today, but I'm also going to be sharing them through the eyes of my guests, because whenever I run my awards, I always have a podcast going at the same time. We capture loads of snippets live on the day, loads of interviews, and my podcast hosts are lurking around the room and around the venue at various times of the day, and they capture all those moments live. And I think that's really valuable insight into what people see as to be the most beneficial for them on the day, maybe, and through the process. And my process is very carefully thought out to give you maximum opportunities and maximum visibility throughout the journey. So it's not just going to be me talking to you, it's going to be my guests talking to you as well. Those recorded snippets that I've kept locked away, and I'm going to release some more of them now. In fact, we captured over 60 recorded snippets on the day. I'm only going to be sharing, I think, 8 or 9 with you today. So there's still a lot more there to be shared in future episodes. And I think one of the things that a lot of people did say to me on the day was the process was the most valuable for them. And it was valuable for all sorts of reasons. And I think one of the key things was the questions are very carefully thought out. They're there to make you sit, think, and reflect. And we never actually get to do that. We never get that time, maybe 2 or 3 hours, to just sit and just look at what we've achieved to date, what we're doing now, and what our goals and aspirations are for the future. And I wanted to give something of value to every single entrant of my awards, whether they're a finalist, winner, or simply, nothing else, maybe. Or maybe they don't even submit their entry. But I wanted to give something of value. And these questions do really make you think. They will give you value. Because once you've completed them and you sit back and look, you've got a snapshot in time of where you are right now. You've captured all that information. It's all there for you. It's all there for you to look back on when you review again, maybe the next quarter, the next 6 months, or even the next 12 months. You can look back at that snapshot and say, oh, wow, look how far I've come. Or that was the challenge I was having then, but I've overcome that challenge. Or it might be, right, okay, that's what I was doing then. I'd lost sight of that. I've forgotten my why. I need to get back on track. It's got so many different areas that you could look back and use the value within the entry form to see where you are now. It's a check-in point, really. Anyway, one of the things that I was big on this year is inclusivity and making sure that everybody feels welcome. And that's always been one of the ethos behind my awards. And we're going to talk about some of the benefits of attending on the day. And obviously, I've touched on the whole process itself. But it's better to hear from people who've experienced that process, who have attended on the day and seen the value of what that brings. And it's not just the safe space I want to create so that somebody who's feeling nervous, who's feeling anxious, who maybe a little neurodiverse, or maybe not feeling quite up to attending a big event, or maybe being daunted or feeling anxious. And that's why I have my meet and greeters, people who know what it feels like to walk into an event where you don't know anybody. Anyway, the first person we're going to hear from is Kate Whitley from the ADHD Business Lab, and she's going to talk about visibility and events and about that safe space and about the inclusivity. And she was one of my co-hosts at the Solopreneur Awards.
Thank you very much for joining us today. Can you tell us who you are and how you are involved with this event, please?
Hi, I'm Kate Whitley from the ADHD Business Lab, and I am one of the co-hosts today with Sandra and Emma. So that's great. And I was one of the judges because I won an award in May, and Sandra thought it'd be great if I was one of the judges because I can, help others going through the process feel comfortable and, talk them through it and give them some tips.
Brilliant. And how have you found the process since May coming into this awards?
Well, it has really made more visibility for me. I mean, I've been out there, been able to shout about it, people recognise me, sometimes in the oddest of places, which is really quite fun. That's a podcast for another day.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it actually has also inspired me to do it myself. So it's actually given me motivation. So it's not just about, oh, hey, here I am, everybody come to me and see what I'm doing. It's actually deep within me said, do you know what, take this opportunity, step up, do this, leverage it, come on, what else can you do? And that's been a great challenge because having an ADHD brain, I like a challenge and I like to sort of try and activate it and motivate myself even more.
Brilliant. And how have you found being at an event like this? How important do you think the events, especially women in business events, are for the industry and for you?
I think crucial, absolutely crucial, because, despite the fact that there is more equality, diversity and inclusion, women still have a lot more on their hands than majority of, the males of us. But it's not always the case, I know, but quite a lot of us aren't necessarily coming into business until we're older in life, or later in life as well, and to meet others who are like-minded. And this is a really safe community. This is a really safe space to be, and it helps make us feel, we are all going through this together. How can we help? And I think it's a real element of lift each other up and support each other. Or what can we do? And it's not all just about grabbing business just for me. It's about, well, actually, who do I know that I can signpost somebody else to? Let's all share the love, so to speak.
Love it. So what advice would you give for people who are thinking about either entering awards or attending an event like this?
Well, attending events is a big thing of mine because I'm trying to lead the way for some of the events to be changed, the way that they're organised, because they may be inclusive, they may, be diverse and have equality, but when you have a neurodivergent brain, there's a lot of things going on. Peopling, for a start. There are people at events. Who knew? The noises, the sounds, everything that we know we need to go through. And not only that, we've obviously, not obviously, it is to me, but the day before and in the morning, it's like panic. What am I going to wear? Am I going to get there on time? It's more. And so to actually get here is a huge, big achievement, and that's great. And so when you arrive to this type of event, there's definitely lots of support. And one of the great things, I'm doing one of them as a co-host, meeting and greeting to welcome people in. And I think that's really crucial. Friendly face when you've arrived, travelled a while to get here. Things like that make a huge difference, absolute huge difference. And for anybody who's thinking of entering awards, the process itself this particular one is so user-friendly, it's easy to do, and use it to champion yourself. When I did mine, I realised I had to go back and think, what have I achieved? What have I got in the future? And it helped me pin that down and focus it. And that really made a big difference to me, and I felt a lot more positive about myself and the business in general. Nice.
Any regrets by doing it?
No, none at all, actually. In fact, it's really inspired me to, because I've suddenly realised, not that I didn't know, but I know what I'm doing. Let's put this into perspective. We're doing a great job here.
So I was saying to someone earlier on today that awards are great because they give you time to reflect on where your business is, what you've done, and that sometimes as business owners you don't have that. So that's why I asked that question about regrets, because some people would think, to enter an awards, it's going to take me an hour of my time entering it and all that kind of stuff. But you get so much more from it. That's what I don't think people know about.
No, you do. You absolutely do, because you should be doing reviews in your business anyway.
Yep.
But, the amount of people I work with who are sort of in their first 1 to 2, 3 years, they're not doing them in the way that is actually reviewing the real mindset perspective. It's more numbers and data, and actually, have a little step back here, because I'm a techie person. I love numbers and data, but without the right sort of attitude or perspective within yourself, you aren't flexible enough to change direction when you need to, and that's really important. So this sort of review lifts you up, because you get genuine, honest feedback, and without that from our peers, how do we know that what we're doing is a good job and that people even want to buy what we have to sell?
Very
quite
true.
Frankly.
Very, very true. Very true. So if people want to find more information about your community, your business, how can they? Have you got a website, socials? Throw them out there.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Thank you. So I have the ADHD Business Lab. That's, pop over and see that. At the moment, I'm organising an amazing event called Funnelcraft. So the information's on there.
Nice.
But if you want to hear anything to do with ADHD, go and listen to my podcast, ADHD Founders Unfiltered. Honestly, you will be suddenly on episode 5 or 6 without even realising.
Love
it's
it. Love
that
it.
good.
So check it out, folks. Check it out. So thank you so much for your time today. And have a great event.
Thank you so much.
Now, you'll have heard from Kate there about the other benefits of entering awards, the non-tangible ones as well. And she talks about, what to expect when you get there, how to prepare, all about the travel, about arriving, all those anxieties that you might be feeling. Well, I'm trying to make sure that you don't have those anxieties, that they're all dealt with for you, so you don't have to worry, you don't have to think, you feel welcome from the moment you step through the door. We're now going to hear from somebody who has entered these awards multiple times. And what I love to do as part of the journey is people who've won previously get invited to be a judge at a future awards. And you're going to hear from Taruna Chauhan right now. And Taruna entered the awards on successive years, partly because of the process and that measuring thing I was talking about. But she was a winner, I think, back in 2022, and subsequently a judge last year for the Solopreneur Awards. And Taruna's advice, as you'll hear from a lot of these people, is just to enter. You don't know unless you enter. So we're going to hear from Taruna now.
We are on a tight deadline for this interview, so this is a really, really quick one. Would you mind letting us know who you are and how you're involved with the events?
I'm Taruna Chauhan. I'm the success coach because I help people to find their inner wisdom. We all have it, but sometimes we just need a coach to help us find it. And I'm here today because I'm one of the judges. I won in 2022, so it's lovely to be on the other side of the fence and be a judge and see it from a different perspective. And it's been a really humbling experience with all the inspirational entrepreneurs that we've been able to meet as part of this journey.
Nice. So tell us about the differences between being a judge and knowing the process to being a finalist and going through that process.
I think when you're a finalist, you're really scared because you do treat it as an interview, but being a judge, we treated it as a conversation. So I would say for anybody who's listening in the future, treat it as a conversation. That's what it is, We just want to know a bit more about you in addition to what you've put in your application, if you like.
Nice. And I think that's a really nice way to frame that whole process. It is. Have you got any advice for people who are looking to enter awards?
I would say definitely enter, because it gets you to look at your business really objectively and get that helicopter view. Mm-hmm. And it's not very often that we do that process, so I would say, enter. And like somebody said, you've got to be in it to win it. So
Very
if
true.
you don't enter, you're never going to win, are you?
Very true. So the people are now arriving, which is really cool. So what are you looking forward to the most today?
I'm always looking forward to the networking, meeting people, and today I'm going to meet a person in real life who I've known online for over 3 years.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
That's the whole great thing about in-person events. It does give you the time to meet people, but you're meeting people not from a cold base. You already know them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're starting that conversation off in a real warm, friendly way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Cracking. Well, thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you.
If people want to find more information about your business before you go, how can they?
I'm online, I'm on Instagram, and I live a lot on LinkedIn, so
Brilliant.
I'm easy to find.
Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.
Thanks, Kerry.
Taruna shared her advice to enter, but she also said to, think about the connection and those relationships. We make so many connections through our journey on socials, but what I like to do throughout the awards process is bring people together. My awards are renowned for making those connections, for forming those future collaborations, and for people making long-lasting friendships. So many people tell me that they met as a result of entering the Woman Who Awards. And I'm so proud of that connection. And so many people said to me that they came along to the last awards and met people in real life for the very first time. Let's hear from somebody who attended. It was their very first experience of Woman Who, and she was up for a special recognition award. That's Emma Kirkham.
Okay, so I'm joined by my next interview. Would you mind just letting me know letting the listeners know who you are and what you do, please?
Hi, I'm Emma Kirkham, and I'm also known as a heart healer and grief healer.
Cool. So what does that actually mean? What do you actually do? Because that is a big title.
Yeah.
It is. But tell us about it.
Okay, so I help people recover through their grief that they're experiencing, the heartbreak that they found, whether that's through death, divorce or any kind of loss. And I help them to do that using clinical hypnotherapy and heart healing.
Cool. And we're obviously here at the awards today.
Yes.
So how did you get involved with the awards? Is this the first time you've been here, or have you been to a few more?
So this is the first awards I've been to. I've seen Sandra talking about the awards, and also Kate from ADHD Lab, Business Lab.
Yep.
So I'd seen them talking about it, and I thought, this looks really inspiring. It looked like a lovely place to be and a community to be involved in. So that's what's brought me forward.
Brilliant. Going into today, did you have any expectations of it, or did you have any? What were you most looking forward to?
I think for me, I knew it was going to be an opportunity to meet a lot of people that I know online.
Yes.
And I've actually been able to meet them in person, and I think that deepens that connection that you have with people when you can meet them online, but as well you get to meet them in person. I didn't really have any expectations, but what I did know was going to be special was the connection in the room itself, but also knowing the ethos behind what Sandra does and what she was wanting to deliver today. So I knew it was going to be special. Nice.
And I believe you're up for an award, so congratulations.
Thank you.
How did that come about? Did you nominate yourself? Did you get nominated?
So with the awards, there was an application. I put in an application, and then I got an email saying, congratulations, you've actually been nominated for a special recognition award. So I'm up for a special recognition award for the work that I've been doing around grief.
Nice. And are you excited? Are you nervous? A bit of both? How do you feel?
So when my kids were younger, they always used to say, Mummy, I'm nervous, or Mummy, I'm really excited. And it gives us that same kind of feeling in their tummy. So I coined the word nervous-sighted. So I'm nervous-sighted.
Love it. Love it. So for the people who are thinking about entering awards, or they've entered an award but had no joy in the past, what advice would you give to them?
Just go for it. If you don't try, you don't know. So just go for it. And I think for me, it's even if you don't win, it's recognising the small wins you've had along the way, the steps you've taken are all wins along the way. The kind of connections you make along the way, that's all winning. The extra promotion you get around entering the awards. I've been in the local press. I've got another interview coming up. I've been on other podcasts. So it all helps. So even if you're not the overall winner on the event or the day, you've still won little steps as you go.
Brilliant. So if people want to find more information about you, your business, your community,
they can find me online. If they type in www.learnemmakirkham.co.uk, they'll find information there.
Great stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we're done.
Awesome. Thank you.
Entering awards. It's a huge boost for your visibility. It should form part of your visibility and your marketing strategy. And it's whatever you make it, really. Now, you heard there from Emma that she'd done a lot of extra things. She'd put a lot of extra effort into that to make sure that she got that visibility. And she also said it was an opportunity to meet people that she'd only ever met online. And thank you, Emma, for your lovely comments about the awards. But getting that extra visibility, Emma put herself out there for press and PR. She featured on podcasts. It's all about maximizing every single opportunity. What's the point in spending all that time entering awards unless you're going to shout about it? And it's not just shout about it, saying, here I am, look how good I am, and everything. People love to celebrate your achievements. Don't be embarrassed to do it. And you'll hear from one of my guests that they say that nobody else can really make that award entry other than you, because nobody knows your business like you do. Nobody knows your achievements like you. Nobody knows your career path the way you do. And certainly no one else can share your story. Let's hear what Charlotte Watson from Wanderlearn has to say.
So this is our next interview. So hi, would you mind letting us know who you are and how you're getting involved with the event today?
Sure, my name is Charlotte Watson and I founded Wanderlearn Tuition in 2016 and I'm here as a finalist.
Cracking. What are you most looking forward to for today?
I really enjoy networking and connecting with people from other businesses. It's very easy in the kind of education sector to just surround yourself with educators who are wonderful people, but at the same time you end up with a very narrow vision, and it's lovely to meet people from a whole range of sectors to get different perspectives.
Nice. So you hear lots of talking, lots of connecting, lots of networking.
Yeah.
Nice. How have you found your finalists? So first of all, congratulations for being the finalist. How have you found the whole process?
It's challenging because you're not. First of all, there's quite a thorough entry form. Some people obviously get nominated, but I think it's actually really hard to nominate someone because the questions are so thorough that only I think the actual person tends to know themselves. So to be honest, even entering myself, I found it really thought-provoking to have to think about all the challenging questions that they asked me and to kind of put forward the best of my business and really kind of make that shine and make it look in its best light.
Nice. And have you got any advice for people who are thinking about entering awards?
Probably the same as everyone else. Just do it, believe in yourself, and know that you're actually a lot further than you think you are. And realise as well that everyone has challenges, nobody's perfect, so everyone entering is going to have their ups and downs, and you just know your business so well, and you know, to be able to shine a light on your business is a really rewarding experience.
Brilliant. And you've got time just for a quick for your business. So what is it? How can people get involved with it?
Sure. So my business is Wanderlearn Tuition. I specialise in English tuition for the 11 plus and GCSE, and you can find me on all the socials, and I also have a website called wanderlearn.co.uk.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Here you'll hear from Emily Hewitt. Emily talks all about how she put awards as part and front and centre of her marketing strategy. She was up for a special recognition award. Emily Hewitt from I Am Emily Design.
I am joined by another fantastic guest. So would you mind letting us know who you are and tell us a little bit about what you do?
I'm Emily and I run I Am Emily Design and Marketing based in Essex, and we are a full service agency. I'm a solopreneur, but I've got a team of freelancers to make sure that every single client gets an expertise on every single job.
Nice. So talking about kind of marketing, how does awards, especially like this one, work in terms of marketing strategy, but also how important are these for women in business?
So I always tell people to add awards into their marketing strategy to give them that kind of push that you're not blowing your own trumpet. It's somebody else that's doing that job for you. I hadn't integrated it into my marketing strategy for years and years, and I'm celebrating 15 years in business on my own this year. So a couple of years ago, I started integrating it into my own business strategy, and the difference has been amazing. So today I was finalist. I haven't won the glass kind of award, but I have got a medal and a certificate for special recognition. And being a woman in business, I think it just elevates you so much further and gives you that confidence. And I will be entering next year as well.
Brilliant. So what's been a couple of highlights of today?
I think today the whole process was really, really good. Cool. And then meeting people that you kind of speak to online, and you set up one-to-ones, you might have a Zoom, actually meeting people face to face. I came on my own today, and everybody's so welcoming, and it's just a really good vibe. Sandra, I think, has been amazing. I think how she's run the awards has been really, really good. Yeah, it's just been a really lovely, lovely day, worth the travel.
Brilliant. And you've come quite a way, haven't you, to be fair?
Exactly, yeah.
So the last kind of question I've got before we ask you for your details is literally just a really simple one, but a big one, which is why I'm hesitating a little bit. So basically, we've heard loads of cool stories today, really lots of inspirational stuff, lots of conversations. But what's been the most inspirational thing for you today?
Today, I think it is the stories, the keynote speakers, how they have all come through adversity. A lot of what they were saying resonated with me, and to shine a light on people who have come through that has just been really inspiring, that if they can do it, anyone can.
What a message to finish off on. Thank you very much for your time. Before you go, can you just let us know where we can find you online, website, guessing you're on socials?
I am Emily.co.uk.
Nice.
And all my socials are I am Emily Design. And if you want to, on LinkedIn, graphic designer Essex.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time. Have a safe journey home.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Cheers.
Emily again shared that it was the process and meeting people face to face, the good vibe on the day, and those inspirational stories from the keynote speakers. They're an integral part of my day. My awards event isn't award. It's more about the stories, the connections, the networking, who you're going to meet face to face, and those collaborations you're going to form. And it's interesting that almost 50% of the people in the room at my last awards weren't even up for an award themselves. They were just coming along to be part of that experience. And our next interviewee was exactly the same. She'd only heard about them a week before, and yet she booked to come along, and she said she came and got inspiration, motivation, and especially loved listening to the keynote speakers.
So I'm with another fantastic guest, so thank you very much for joining us. Would you mind letting us know who you are and what you do on a day-to-day basis?
All right, hi, I'm Vaishnavi. I'm the founder of Financial Education Crew. What we are trying to do is teach people about money, investment and budgeting through a board game. So we've created a physical board game that we have intellectual property on. We're a fairly new business, less than a year old.
Nice.
But we already have strategic partnership with University of Warwick, NatWest Accelerator and Innovate UK. Yep. So we recently got backed by Innovate UK, which was a big win for us, giving us that confidence in our product and ourselves as well.
Brilliant. So obviously at this fantastic event, how have you been involved today? Have you been a finalist? Are you coming to support people?
So unfortunately, I heard about this last week.
Oh, okay.
So I just came to see what's happening, what is Women Who.
Cool.
Didn't know something like did exist, because one of our target segments for our business is actually women. So just wanted to see if there's a network for women and a community for women, even as an entrepreneur, or just for women in general. And that's when I came across Women Who and the award. So I thought might as well just come see, and I didn't know what I was going to get out of it, but got a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation, and just like, let's keep going. You're young and let's keep going. There's so many people here to motivate you.
Nice. And have you got any kind of particular highlights you want to shout out about?
Definitely all the keynote speakers, the challenges that they faced and still did not decide to quit and keep going was something that's very inspiring, because I do come from a family of women entrepreneurs. So my grandmom was an education officer in the 60s when women were not even allowed to teach or anything. She fought the society. She became an education officer. So for me, women doing greater things is something that I definitely inspire, look forward to. So it just all the people just reminded me of my grandmom's energy. It was like, why you're doing what you're doing. So yeah.
Brilliant. So going back to your business, if people want to find more information about it, connect you on socials, where would they find you? Have you got a website?
Yes, so we do have a website. It's www.financialeducationcrew.com.
Nice.
You can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm Vaishnavi Veer, and you can also find the business on LinkedIn as well.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Form and sit back. But it's not going to get you where you need to be. And I'm not saying those that shout the loudest get seen. I'm saying those that use it to aid their visibility gain more from the process. There is no shout the loudest, tag in the most, or anything like that, or cliques with Woman Who. These awards are a very transparent process. It's not about voting. It's not about popularity contests. It's not about paying to play. It's about being judged by an independent panel of judges. And it's all about, they look at you and your business. There's no categories in my award, so everyone can be exactly who they are. It's about being you. It's about being real. It's about being authentic. Not only are you asked to share your successes, but you're also invited to share your challenges as well. We know how tough business can be. And the judges during the face-to-face interview, which is online, they listen to your stories. They often are in tears at some of your stories, but they're also celebrating with you because they want to meet you face to face to get that additional information that maybe you couldn't get down on paper. They want to meet the person behind the business or the person, behind the entry. They want to find out more about you. It's a chat. As you heard Taruna say earlier on, it's just a chat. It's not a grilling. They want to fill those gaps that maybe you didn't quite expand upon in your entry. Let's hear from some more of our finalists on the day, people that were in the room. Our next one is Kerry Boland, who was one of our Woman Who Achieves winners back last May.
So it's come to the end of the day at the Woman Who Solopreneur Awards 2024. And I'm joined with another guest. So would you mind introducing yourself and let us know a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, my name's Kerry Boland. I am from Manchester. I am the founder of the Growth Coaching Collective, and I'm a business growth mentor and sales strategist.
Brilliant. So how have you found today as a whole? Was it what you expected, or was it different?
Beautiful. I've absolutely loved it. Full of inspiration, full of networking, opportunities to meet new people, and just a vibe.
Cracking. Now, obviously, congratulations for being a finalist.
Thank you.
I believe you won an award in May. Was that right?
I did, yes. I won the Woman Who Achieves Awards in May.
Brilliant. So for anyone who's out there who's looking to become part of an awards kind of system, I suppose, or being part of an award ceremony, what advice have you got for them?
Just really go for it. Just put yourself out there, create that visibility for yourself and your business. And for me, I work with a lot of impact-led business owners, and the impact that winning an award or even just being a finalist has just been incredible. So it serves the mission.
Brilliant. And what's been the most inspirational bit about today?
The speakers have been fabulous, but one of the standouts for me was Carolyn. Her story was very relatable. It was a beautiful journey, and I love that, I think she's 65 now, I think she said, and just coming right round full circle to really find herself was just beautiful.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.
Let's hear from some more attendees on the day. First, we're going to listen to Sarah White, and then Naomi Ennis from Animal Teach.
So I'm joined by another fantastic guest. So would you mind letting me know who you are, or letting us know who you are and what you'll do?
Yeah, sure. I'm Sarah White, and I'm a branding and visibility mentor. So I help business owners who don't really want to get visible, but know deep down that they need to. I help people who are really kind of passionate about what they do, think of marketing as a bit of a distraction, but if we don't tell people we're here, they won't know, we can't help anyone. So I help people that are naturally a lot more kind of shy and quiet to find ways to be visible that work for them and get them in front of the right people.
Cool. So how does events like this, and especially award ceremonies, fit into that?
I think it's hugely important. I mean, for me, I applied, I was a finalist today, and it's kind of external recognition for what I do, which helps me to reach more people, which helps them to know that I'm trustworthy, that that I'm somebody that can help them. So I think it's really important for me, but it's also something I encourage my clients to do as well, because actually getting through the barriers of that feeling of, oh, should I apply for an award? Absolutely, we all deserve recognition for what we do, and the process that you go through in applying is so important as well, because it's kind of like an MOT for your business. You have to look over how everything's going and get it into words, articulate what's working and what's not, and why what you do is so valuable.
Nice. And have you got any advice for people who are looking to start that journey?
In terms of awards?
Yeah, so basically they may be at the start, they might be listening to this podcast, they might go to the award ceremony, but they've never entered. What advice have you got for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, looking for the awards that are right for you. I mean, Sandra's are amazing because I don't like the ones where you've got to get people to vote for you, or sometimes there's dodgy ones where you've got to pay to be involved, and that, that's not really going to help anyone apart from the person that you're paying, probably.
True.
But so if you can get advice and recommendations of which kind of awards work well for people, then just have a go. Just give it a go. If you don't, go into it not thinking I must win this. I haven't won anything today, but I've massively enjoyed it. I've met loads of great people. I've enjoyed the process, and I've learnt so much from it.
Brilliant. So, if people want to find more information about you and your business, how can they?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm available on all the socials. I've got a Facebook group called Be the Face of Your Brand.
Nice.
And I'm on Instagram at Sarah White's Branding. So yeah, I'd love people to come and find me.
Well, cracking. Thank you very much for taking the time out, and have a good one.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
Sorted. So I'm with another fantastic guest. So would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself, so who you are and also what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Lovely. I'll keep this short because I can talk for Britain. So my name is Naomi and I run Animal Teach Limited. So I'm a qualified zoologist, qualified college lecturer, and I spend my days going out into the local community with my animal activity licence, teaching people all about zoology and natural history, no matter what the age, what the background. Yeah, I'm all about animals.
All about animals, which is great. And obviously you've been at this fantastic event today.
Yes.
Tell us about it. What's been some of the highlights about?
I think the sense of community from the start, so from very early on applying for the awards, it was a very comfortable process. I didn't feel like I had to really, I know business is very important, but for me it's about growth and development, so I didn't need to worry about what my turnover was necessarily. I could really focus on supporting other women, being supported by other women, and being included. So yeah, and then today, lovely food and lovely people. It's been nice, it's been lovely.
Nice. And how did you find the whole kind of process from being a finalist to coming here?
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. As a young child, I was very nervous. I wouldn't even eat food in front of people. Very different. Wouldn't walk through a door. So to get to this point now where I'm in a room full of people, I am very made up to be able to say I've come into a room full of people that I've never met before and stand here and talk to them, and also network. Yeah, so I've loved it.
Brilliant. So have you got any advice to people who are looking to maybe enter awards next year?
Do it. Do it. I think for me, it comes from a sense within. If you don't do it, you're going to kick yourself in the teeth. You're going to kick yourself over and over. There's so much more that comes from trying something. And maybe it doesn't go your way, but it doesn't matter. Just try it, so you haven't got that voice at the back of your head going, you should have done it. Just do it, because it opens up so many doors.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time today, and good luck.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Lovely.
I hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode. The Woman Who Achieves Awards 2025 are open for entry at the time of recording. Entry is a simple form which you can do on the Woman Who website. Just visit womanwho.co.uk/awards and all the information is there. Not only that, there are some frequently asked questions, and you can also download a Word version of the entry form so that you can complete it away from the website and then simply copy and paste your responses into the form before you click submit. I know a lot of people think that it's best to leave it till the last minute to enter awards, and I have so many deadline dancers, as I like to call them. The thing is, if you wait until the last day, that's 2 months of potential visibility you've lost. I would encourage you to get your entry in early. That way you can take advantage of all the visibility opportunities that I share with you and the tips that I share throughout the journey from the moment you click that submit button on your entry. Why don't you give it a go this year? I'd love to see your entry land in my inbox. Thank you for listening to the Woman Who Chat podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me next week for more inspiration, learning and top tips. In the meantime, visit womanwho.co.uk to find out how you can start your Woman Who journey or even feature on a future podcast. You can also join the Woman Who Achieves community on Facebook. The link is in the show notes. There, you'll get the opportunity to network, find support and make new connections with over 1,000 women in business. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's podcast. And if there are any topics you would like to hear, just get in touch with me, your host, Sandra Garlick.